Hi everyone. Today we will talk about the Creative Cloud desktop application and how to get started. So whenever you get a subscription, the very first thing you will do is you will download the Creative Cloud desktop application. So how you can download that? You can either open the email what you have received after getting the subscription, and there will be an option for get started, or you can just look for download Creative Cloud Adobe, and it will take you to this link. And once you open that link, it will give you an option to download Creative Cloud. So I just click on download Creative Cloud. So this is just the launcher which will get downloaded, and once it is there you just have to open it, and it will start the actual download of the application. So right now it says like Creative Cloud setup.exe. It's trying to download. Now if I open that, I'm already signed in, so it did not give me any option to sign in. Now you can see the installation has started. So it will take some time based upon the internet speed, but I don't think it will take a lot of time, so it will be quick. Alright, so once the Creative Cloud desktop application is installed on your machine, the very first screen what you will see is this one, wherein you can see all the applications which is available on your in your subscription. So you can see all these applications says install option in front of it, means I can install any of these applications as per my requirements. So I've already installed a couple of applications just to show you the view, like how it will look. So you can see InDesign and Illustrator is already installed, and it says up to date, both of them, and it says open option in front of these applications. If I wanted to install any application, I just have to click on install button over here, and it will start the installation. And how you can see the progress of the installation, all you need to do is you just have to click on that cloud icon, and it will give you the percentage of the installation, and over here as well you can do. So you can do that multiple items at once, like you can install Acrobat, Photoshop at once, and once Photoshop is complete, Acrobat will start, and as per your requirements you can just click on install on multiple applications. So this is how you can install Adobe application, and everything will be available in the apps panel. So apps panel is the one where you can download and install any applications as per your requirements. Now if you talk about like there are some categories as well, like if you talk about the photo category, it will have all the applications which will help you to edit photographs, like Lightroom, Photoshop, Lightroom Classic. So all these applications are available over here, and you can just click on install. And accordingly, like there are other categories as well, like graphic design. If you are working on a project which needs editing on some graphics and it needs some publishing things as well, then these are the applications that you can use: Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. And same goes for video, illustration, and all these. So you can go through all these categories if you want, and it will give you the applications based upon these categories. Now once you have installed the application, so this is all apps, and once you have installed some applications, so there are some options for updates as well. So if I go to updates, so it says all the applications are up to date, means I don't have any update available for these application. And if I hover my mouse on these application, I can see like 27.5 or 18.2.1. so for example, in future there is 18.3 version available. So either you will see an option to update over here, or you can just go to updates and you will see InDesign update is available over here. So accordingly you can update, and if there are like multiple updates available for Adobe application, you can just click on update all, and it will update all the applications. And again you have to check the progress. You just have to click on that, and you can see Photoshop is still 36 and Acrobat is waiting once that is done. So this is all about the installation, download, and update part. Now in future, like you have installed like 4 or 5 application, and if you have to uninstall some application which you do not require, so all you need to do is you just have to click on all these 3 dots. You just have to click on uninstall, and once you click on uninstall, these applications will start uninstall from this machine. And once the uninstall is complete, the Illustrator will land to this particular section where it says to install it again if you want to do it again. Now there are some preferences for Creative Cloud desktop application. So if I click on these 3 lines and go to file and go to preferences, it will take me here, and it will show me the account which I'm logged in right now, and the cloud storage, and launch Creative Cloud at login, and automatically keep Creative Cloud up to date. So we recommend to enable these 2 options, so that because Creative Cloud update is mandatory it might will have some bug fixes that will enhance the performance, or some things which were not working. So we recommend to keep these two options. All right, so in the preferences panel, there is also an option for updates. So auto update is enabled for all these applications. And if you want to make any changes, you can always check or uncheck these updates from these applications. So for example, if you do not want updates for Photoshop, then you can just uncheck that, and that option will be grayed out in the right hand side. And same goes for other applications as well, like if you uncheck for Illustrator. And also in the advanced settings, you can see there is an option to import previous settings, which means if you install the new version, all the previous setting will be imported on the new version. And if you check that option, remove older version, then it will remove the older version and it will only keep the version which is updated. So based on your settings, your requirements, you can check and uncheck these options, and you just have to click on done. And these are the settings like when you can install, change the default installation, but we recommend to keep the installation location as default. And you can change the language as well if in case you have some requirements for any other language. Now if I go to the sync part, you can see like this is the folder location where all my files are getting synced. You can always change that location to somewhere else as well if you do not want that to be synced in that particular location. And notifications, like whenever someone share a file with you, or if there is any font which you are trying to sync, so there will be notifications on the Creative Cloud Desktop application. And if you have some certain requirements, you do not want to enable these notifications, you can check or uncheck these notifications from these preferences for notifications. And if I go to the services, so Adobe Fonts is already available in the services. And if you do not want to enable Adobe Fonts, if you do not want to use Adobe Fonts, you can always check and uncheck this option. And anything, the location of any assets that you download from the Creative Cloud, it will always go to the download section. So if you go to the Creative Cloud web and try to download any asset, it will always go to the downloads option. Now the appearance, if you want it as light, dark, or you can mirror like based on your requirements. So these are all the preferences that users can use in Creative Cloud Desktop application. Now if I click on done, now we'll go back to now this is the interface that we were looking before. If I go to the file section, so any files, any cloud documents which you are creating on Illustrator, Photoshop, or Adobe XD, if you're saving any cloud docs, then all your files will appear over here. And the libraries, if you are using any libraries within the Creative Cloud Desktop application, then the libraries will appear over here. And if someone has shared any file with you or any libraries with you, then it will appear over here. So accordingly, you can check like what all libraries or what all files you have on the cloud. And anytime you wanted to go to the cloud on the web, you can always click on here and you can go to Creative Cloud web, and it will open a website that is assets.adobe.com. It will have all of your cloud data stored over here. And whatever files you are storing on the cloud, or whatever files you are saving on the cloud, those will be synced locally as well on your machine. You can see there will be a folder named Creative Cloud Files on your desktop, and these all files will be saved locally. And if I go to the properties, you can see like it's going to see users and my username, and the same has been updated over here as well. If I go to file preferences, then sync is see users username. So any files which you are saving on the cloud, those will be saved locally as well on your machine. Now if you go to the third tab, which says discover. So discover, it will give you some idea if you are a new user using these Adobe application. It will give you some video tutorials. Like right now I only have these 3 applications installed, so it's just giving me the tutorials and some demos on only for these 3 applications. But as soon as you start installing these applications, you can always check like what is going on in the community, or what is latest things that designers are doing. And you can always discover many things and many video tutorials that you can refer for your work. And same goes over here as well. Like I have these three applications installed, so if I go over here, you can see all these icons like tutorials, templates, browse plugins, community, and Adobe Live. So you can always this is also a part of Discover, so you can always click on these icons and it will take you to all these options. Now if I talk about the stock and marketplace, it has a couple of things. Like it has fonts. So for example, Adobe, if you have a subscription for Adobe, then you will see a wide variety of Adobe fonts that you can sync with your Creative Cloud Desktop application, and those fonts will be available for use to in your Adobe applications as well. So for example, I want some fonts like I'll just search over here Gothic, and now what will happen is it will take me to the website fonts.adobe.com, and it will give me the links for the Gothic fonts. Now all these links that they have given me, if I click on, I think this is the right one, so I just click on that, and all I need to do is I just have to activate these fonts. So if I do not want to activate all the fonts, I can choose which font I want to activate. So I just click on activate 9 fonts. So what will happen is the licensing will happen at the background, and these fonts will be synced with the Creative Cloud Desktop application in order to use in Adobe applications. So I just click on done, and if I open Creative Cloud Desktop application and if I go to the font section, you can see the Gothic font is available, and all the applications which are installed on my machine, those will have these Gothic fonts available for use. So this is how you can use the fonts option, and if you click on browse more fonts, it will again take you to the fonts.adobe.com, and you can browse multiple fonts from here. So like if I go to home, so it will give me a wide variety of fonts. From here I can choose. After fonts, there is one more section called plugins. If I go to plugins, and these are the featured plugins that you can see, and if you want to browse through categories, you can always click on design assets plugin, and it will, like if I click on the design assets, it will give me the plugins that can be used for the design thing. And it has plugins for, you can see the application where these plugins are compatible. Like this Motion Pro plugin is compatible with Premiere Pro and After Effects. This is compatible with Photoshop. And there are paid plugins and there are free plugins as well. Like for example, PhotoSquid is a free plugin and it shows like as free. Now if I go to featured plugins, you can see like there are other options as well. Now how you can manage plugins and how you can install plugins on your machine. So if I go to all plugins, it will give me an option like which all application I wanted to use. So I want some plugins specifically for Photoshop. I click on that Photoshop, and it will only show me the plugins which are available for Photoshop. Now I think Pantone Connect, I think I should use this because I need to use the Pantone colors. So I just click on get. It will give me an option like to click on OK, so that the plugin will get installed. So now the installation part will also be handled by the Creative Cloud. So right now it is installing the plugin, and once the installation is complete, this particular plugin will be available for these three applications, and it's giving me an option that it is now installed, and it's also giving me an option where I wanted to find it. So if I click on where to find it, so over here you can see Windows, extensions, and Pantone Connect. Now if I open Photoshop, the plugins will be available over here, and whatever plugins I will install, I can just go to all plugins, and I can choose any number of plugins which I will install, and the sync part and the installation part will be taken care of by the Creative Cloud Desktop application. And if I wanted to check like what all plugins I have installed, so I can just always go to manage plugins, and you can see all these plugins are installed. So right now Frontify is giving me an option for not compatible because I do not have Adobe XD installed on my machine. That is why. And this Pantone Connect, it's giving me installed because all these applications are installed on my machine. And there is one more plugin, Ronald Cut Pro, that is compatible with Illustrator, and it is showing as installed because Illustrator is already installed on my machine. And if in case like in future I do not need this particular plugin and I do not want to use that, you just have to click on this and uninstall, and click on uninstall, and this particular plugin will be uninstalled from this machine, and this particular plugin will not be available for Illustrator, because it is only compatible with Illustrator. Now, if I want to install it later in the future, all I just need to do is click on install. And if I want to browse more plugins, you just have to click on here and it will give you all these plugins. Right, so now after plugins, there is an option for libraries, and there are some libraries that you can sync with your account. So there are some colors, like some brushes as well. Like people have posted these libraries on their like if I click on over here, any of these libraries. So this is Kyle sample brush pack. I just clicked on that and it will open a website like assets.adobe.com. So this is Kyle sample brush, and I can add it to my libraries if I want to use these brushes. And also I can create a copy of this. So based on your requirements, you can browse these libraries and you can use them. Now, if we go back to the app section, so there are some links like for Adobe Stock as well. So if you're using Adobe Stock, or if you have a subscription for Adobe Stock, you can always click on that and it will take me to a website for stock.adobe.com. And over here, I can browse for images like tree. I want some images for tree. Now you can see all these images, and over here right now I do not have a subscription for this. So but if you have a subscription, or if you are in a pro plan, then you will have unlimited free images with your subscription. So all I need to do is I like this particular tree, there will be an option to license, and once I license, it will be available under my libraries, and you can see this stock library over here. And using this, like you can there are some free images as well, like on Adobe Stock, but as per your requirements, you can search for any image as per your requirement, and these are links what you will see over here. And you just have to click on this, and it's just asking me to license it, but I do not want to do that right now. But I think it's simple, because you just have to search for the image, and once it is there, it will give you an option to license, and once you click on license, it will be added in your libraries. And over here you can see like images, videos, audios, all these things are available in Adobe Stock. And if I go to free, these all things are free. So you can see like this is the view what you will see if you have the stock subscription associated with your plan. So I just have to click on license over here, and these are all free assets that you can use with your projects. Now you can see this particular file is getting downloaded on my machine. So once you license it, this file will be downloaded on your machine, and you can use this library on use this file on various applications installed on your machine. Now it's also this file, once I click on license, it is also available in my library as well, so that I will have a track what all files I have downloaded or what are files I have licensed. So this is how the Adobe Stock will work. I think it's just pretty clear. You just have to go through the on-screen instructions, and you can license any image as per your requirements. And manage font, I have already showed you. Like these all fonts which are available. You can always click on browse more fonts, and it will take you the fonts website, and from here you can just sync those fonts. Now this is the tutorials that I mentioned. You can always build your own portfolio. Behance is a social community wherein multiple designers, so this is all about their work or their artworks. You can go there. Whatever you have synced on the Creative Cloud on this machine, if you try to log in on any other machine using your credentials, so anything you have synced over here will automatically be synced on the other device as well. And same goes for the files as well. So for whatever files you have available on your cloud and those are synced on your computer, those files will be synced on the other machine as well. So there will be a seamless behavior, like if you want to go from one device to another. And I believe this will help users to get used to this Creative Cloud. I hope this helped you to get started with the Creative Cloud, and you can go through all these applications, all these things, and if you have any doubts, you can always connect with Adobe, and we can help you with that. Thank you.